Okay, so I just finished work here and I had to make this video because there's something on my mind about revision, right? You know how Neville Goddard talks about like when you notice something in your life that you don't want, your SP is not giving you the attention, your bank account is low. He says to revise it, right? Basically, to tell yourself that, okay, if my specific person has me blocked on all platforms, no, they're blowing up my phone 24/7. If my bank account is fucking more negative than the national debt of the United States of America, no, it's okay. I'm a trillionaire. Elon Musk is asking me for consultation, right? You see, it's fine and dandy to say that, but I mean, coming from a guy who has clients that I'm working with, I feel sometimes like a piece of shit whenever I tell them, like, oh, it's okay, just revise it and just tell yourself that no, you're good. You actually do have the money. No, actually, your SP is texting you all the time and is in love with you. And you guys are married and you have 3 kids. It really feels sometimes like if I'm gaslighting them, right? But you see, the thing is it feels that way. But if you know anything about the 4D, if you know anything about how reality really is, your feelings are based off of what you are experiencing in your body. If you go through a breakup, the pain is only occurring in your body. If you're angry, somebody insulted you, someone hurt you, the pain is only occurring in your body, right? So even when we say this feels like I'm lying to myself when I revise, that is a feeling, right? But you got to understand, you have been manifesting this exact situation where you don't have your SP giving you the attention you want, and the issues with your finances, that has all been manifested by you internally deciding that before it actually happened. Before you got broke, you saw it. Before the SP didn't choose you, you saw it. You chose it, whether you know it or not. You see, you can't escape manifestation. You're manifesting all the time. It's all based off of up here. And if you don't believe me, just look back to before you got broke, before you got into this mess of finances, and you will see that you chose that internally, whether it was through an emotion, whether it was through an event that you said, oh shit, money is fucking difficult to come by, or whether it was a situation where you're trying to manifest an SP that broke up with you and you started seeing and having doubts before you had any evidence. I mean, how many times do you hear someone go, I don't know, I mean, it just seems too good to be true. What if something happens? You know? It's like, okay, I get it, I have this amazing job, but like, fuck, I gotta set up this emergency savings, because what if something horrible happens and I need to... You see, you're already acting as the broke ass bitch. You're already acting as the guy who got cheated on before you got cheated on, right? So you see, when you can see that you were revising right there, you're like, yeah, I get it, everything is going good in this relationship, but what if you start revising and saying, no, actually something's going to happen, right? Before you lost that money, you're like, I got to put on the emergency savings because I already saw that I lost the money, right? You see, your subconscious doesn't need to hear you say, I am broke for it to accept that you're broke. It doesn't need to hear you say, I got cheated on, for you to get cheated on. It just needs to see that you entered that state. And the way you enter that state is by worry, by doubts, by fear. And I know you're probably saying, oh, so I have to just now control my fears? Well, it's one thing to have the fear, and it's another thing to identify with it. If you let your fears, your doubts, your worries go unchecked, your subconscious downloads them, okay? Right? It downloads them and accepts them as truth, and it will eventually be projected out here in your 3D, which is why you find yourself in such a rut out of nowhere sometimes, right? It's the same way, like for instance, I have this bank who I keep forgetting that I need to pay. It's like an Amazon Prime card. Finally, I paid it, but I kept leaving it unpaid because I forget the password to the account. So without the password, I have a hard time remembering that I need to fucking pay it because it doesn't notify me, and I hardly check my email because I have like 4 different emails, and I hardly check that email account anymore because I never use it anymore. But it doesn't fucking give a shit if I don't use that email. It doesn't give a shit if I say, hey, but sir, I get it that I'm $200 in debt, but I don't use that password, so can you please? It's like, it doesn't give a fuck. If you don't give it an answer, if you don't give it a reason, it will continue to heighten that interest. It will continue to charge you late fees. And that's the way it is with your manifestation. Whether you say I'm going to get cheated on or not, whether you robotically affirm that I'm a broke ass bitch or not, if you keep identifying with the fear and don't say, nope, that's not true, that is just my ego playing tricks on me, or whether you say, no, that's that, you revise in the moment and you say, hey, I'm actually financially free. I don't have to work another day in my life. No, this SP actually is in love with me. I've been having women chase me, men chase me since the beginning, right? Even if you don't feel anything, that doesn't matter. You let it go checked. You let it, you revise it in the moment, right? It's not about if you feel anything after you say that. It's just simply if you acknowledged, okay, no, that's not true. And I get it. Then there's going to come the whole thing of like, well, but Neil Artos, I don't want to have to keep doing that over and over and over again. Like, what the hell? It's like it's almost like you imagine yourself dodging all these bullets and you're like, fuck, dude, right? But you have to understand that if you just decided, and you decided even once, you can just remind yourself no every single time that you see something in the 3D that's not in your favor, right? You don't have to keep exhaustively affirming over and over and over again, but revision is understanding that there is a version of you that exists that has everything, and you can accept it right now. Right now, you don't have to exhaustively affirm. You don't have to exhaustively decide in 3D. You just have to realize what is. And after a while of affirming, you don't have to affirm anymore. You don't have to if ever manifestation feels exhaustive, then stop doing the techniques. Only do the techniques when you want to, right? But I just want to let this video out. I'm about to wrap up here at the store. But comment down below and say, fucking, just give me a fire emoji if you've been doing good handling the 3D circumstances. And give me a sad emoji if you need more help, right? And also book a call with me if you really want to go more in depth with this. And also being a channel membership gives you discounts at the consultations. I love you guys. Take care.